Hello, my loves. We are doing a very special unboxing of the Smoke, Ash, and Embers Tarot deck by 3 Trees Tarot. I purchased this deck with my own funds. I've also purchased another deck that we'll be unboxing on the channel this weekend as well. And I have recently purchased 2 other decks that I did unboxings for, and I just fell so in love with those decks. And I love dragon energy, and so it felt it was appropriate. It was only appropriate to support this fabulous team and also the Smoke, Ash, and Embers Tarot by purchasing this one. So I will say that I did have to pay for shipping from overseas. It came very, very quickly. Like this came very fast, much faster than I expected it to. And if you purchase multiple decks, they do give you a nice discount, which does mitigate some of those shipping costs for those of us who are outside the UK. But I'm very happy with the whole shipping process, the shopping experience, no complaints at all. And I do feel the pricing is fair for independently produced decks, and they do have that purchase multiple decks, you can bundle and save option, which I think is really, really nice, because what I've found from all of you, and I know for myself, is you fall in love with these decks and the beautiful characters and creatures and stories, and you end up wanting all of their decks. And incidentally, they are offering that new deck, which is going to be coming featuring that jumping spider, and I cannot wait for that deck. I'm so excited for it. I actually have the little card on the fridge so I can look at it every day, send them good vibes in the creation time. So the deck came packaged very beautifully. There's a small postcard that comes with the deck, as well as the deck itself. And then there was a little thank you card. It just says thank you, and then ways that you can share the love. But there's this beautiful little print there of that dragon. And then we will open up the little card. I love these cards so much. Okay, so there's another beautiful little card there. Okay, and then there is a certificate of authenticity for this one. As I said, this is the Smoke, Ash, and Embers Tarot. I'm just making sure I'm reading it right from the website there, guys, in case you're wondering. I love all these little cards. They're so precious. Okay, then there's please, handle the deck with care. It is important to remember that these are created in very ethical, earth-friendly, dyes and inks and cardstock, and so you do want to be aware of how you're handling your deck. And then there's this lovely little print that came with it. And just says the cards are a little more snug in their boxes. Be careful in how you remove them. There are 2 blank cards placed in the front and back of the deck like bookends. They're just for extra protection, it says. And this is the one I was excited about. A little note from the new deck. It says, hello, our creators told us that we'd be traveling to a new home located in a faraway land. It's spelled funny and cute. How exciting. After what felt like such a long journey packed away in a dark, spooky box, but not too spooky. We're brave dragons after all. We're happy to have finally landed on your doorstep. You might have heard something about dragons being a bit scary, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We're actually gentle creatures that startle quite easily, which is why many of us hide away in the most unexpected of places. You'll find our friends roaming the cards within. To understand them, there are reference sheets with keywords to help interpret their meanings, but please use this deck in whatever way you like, letting your intuition guide you along the way. Just a little warning that some of us can be a bit chatty, but we promise to keep quiet when your day comes to a close. If you ever hear the floors creaking a bit, try not to worry. We're just stretching our legs, trying to find a warm spot to rest for the night until you call upon us again. Always by your side, your new deck. That's super cute. And there was something I wanted to say along those lines too, but I just lost it because it's so stinking cute. It's gone. There's the little jumping spider, guys. She's so cute. Here it is again. I love it. I want to look at it again because it's so adorable. I want is it the winding? And this deck is coming soon, and this is the full card that's pictured. I cannot wait for this deck. I love me a spider. Yeah, so it just has a little bit of information on that particular deck. I'll save that for if you decide to purchase this, you can explore that. So here is the box itself. Like I said, I really have loved the other, oh, I know what I was gonna say. There are online PDFs that for the guidebook that when you purchase, you get to immediately receive in your email inbox or download. So there is an online version of the guidebook, and then the other decks, they had keywords that were included on a card in here as well. So there isn't a physical guidebook that I know of that's like a large size, but there is that online option. So here, oh man, their presentation and packaging, everything is just so beautiful. Okay, so the back says, Smoke, Ash, and Embers. Wander into a magical world where dragons do exist. Created by Stephanie Burrows, illustrated by Adam Ohlers. Dwelling inside, you'll find 78 Rider-Waite-Smith-inspired tarot cards, 2 keyword reference sheets, and a multitude of dragons eagerly waiting to help guide you along the way. Printed by Generation Press, carbon neutral, solar power, vegetable-based inks. Copyright 2022, made in the United Kingdom. So that is, you know, I do think probably why they've had to put that disclaimer in to exercise care in your use of the deck. But really, like, we shouldn't be abusing our decks. So I think as long as you're gentle and respectful, you should be just fine. The feel of these is so nice. I love that. They are definitely more snug, but fine to pull out, just being gentle. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna break my nails. Okay, that's off. The backings are so adorable. Look at how cute that is. And then there is a little thank you note. And there is that additional card in the back. And then we have a major arcana meanings and a minor arcana meanings card to get you started. Both sides are printed on that. The cardstock is that same delicious cardstock that I felt with the other 2 decks. It's definitely not linen. It's a nice like matte cardstock with relative thickness, but again, I do think you definitely want to exercise care. And it has a really nice weight and heft in the hands. So here's how it looks in my hands, and here is the Darkwood Tarot to compare size-wise, very similar size. And again, just in case you wanted to see it again, there is that beautiful card backing. So there is the Fool. They're so sweet. The Magician. The High Priestess. I like each one definitely does have its own personality for sure. Oh, I like the Empress. And my, oh, the Empress, beautiful. My intention again with this, to, of course, use in client readings, but also I'm really excited to use these in storytelling times with my son, Vincent. We love to write, both of us, individually and together. And so I really was excited to get this one because dragons are something, you know, look at the lovers, that we all get into over here. We love a good dragon. So I think this is going to be really fun to draw a few cards and craft a story together. And I really consider the way the other 2 decks have felt to me very much like friends. I feel like this is going to be another deck that very much feels like the little creatures, not only is the deck telling a story, but they're friends on our stories as well. And I really, really love that. This is adorable. That's a gorgeous strength card. So I am looking forward to connecting with this deck around that. There's the Hermit. This is definitely Rider-Waite-Smith True. So if you are new to working with tarot, I think you could definitely get this deck and not feel lost. I would still encourage an Intro to Tarot book, but you could definitely work with this and not feel confused. So this is very well suited. The backing is very well suited for reversals. So if you are someone who reads with reversals, I think you might really enjoy that energy. Oh, look at the Death card. Sense of like it feels like a guarding of that little light, that little plant being. And then we have the Temperance card. Oh, interesting with the devil. This is well suited to this time of year for me. I've actually just pulled the nameless one out again as well because I love decks like this time of year, really contemplative study decks that you want to just hunker down with and spend a while with. Oh, I like the Tower card. This has another feel. This has, excuse me, the feel of being another deck like that in my collection, where those times when I really want to study and when I really want to dive into something and, you know, walk around with it by my side and get to know it. This is a deck that very much seems like it's in keeping with that energy. Oh, I like the moon and the sun. Oh, the Judgment card is perfect. And then we have the World. So moving now into the minors. I love how they're so very much outdoors and in nature, and there's this feeling of like ancient wisdom, but they're precocious little beings too. It's very sweet. The Ace of Cups is adorable. Oh my God, that might be one of my favorite images. Here's the Two of Cups. I just wish like these decks are so in keeping with the feel of where we live. They're so beautiful. Oh, get the frogs with the 4. And then we have the 5. Here is the 6. That's the sweet one. And a 7. Oh, I like the 8 of Cups. And then there's the 9. Oh, the 10 is so sweet too. All right, this deck is so sweet. I just want to snuggle up with it. And a nice, like, I feel like they would like a cup of hot cocoa. I feel like these dragons are down for some cocoa. Okay. So now moving into the court cards here. The Knight is sweet. Interesting that the Queen is showing us her back here. We have her in profile. I like that sense of like keeping something a little close to the chest. King of Cups is gorgeous. All right, they knocked it out of the park with the water element. Here we go with the Pentacles. Oh my gosh, look at the turtle. This is so adorable. I know I'm late to the game with these decks, but I'm actually really glad I didn't get them until now, because this is the exact perfect time for me to be working with these decks. I think it's definitely not a deck that you want to like shuffle really hard anyhow. It just doesn't have that feel to me, like that I want to be really hard with this deck. It is more like Nameless One, where you just kind of want to hold the cards in your hand and like just ruffle them. I will not be aggressively shuffling these. These will not be a deck where I am aggressively shuffling. And again, I don't think we should aggressively shuffle any decks, but ooh, I like the 7. But especially not these. Especially because the cardstock feels so good fresh. You know, I don't think I really want to damage them. So here's the 8. And then one of my defining cards in the deck, of course, my 9. This is a sweet one. There haven't been a lot of 9 of Pentacles lately that have been knocking it out of the park for me, but I do really like this one. Like, not love, but like. I genuinely like it. Oh, the 10 is sweet. And then we have a page. You definitely know what element you are working with here. Oh, I love that one. That Knight is gorgeous. You're definitely going to be able to tell by the color what element, what suit you're in. I think that's really nice, especially for beginners. Like, we're clearly in the earth element here. Oh, I'm actually excited for the suit of swords. Okay, so now I move into the suit of swords. We got Raven energy here. I love the coloring here. Oh, the 2 is beautiful. Oh my God. Okay, I love the 3. Well done, guys. My other significant card in the deck, the Three of Swords, I actually really love this one. I really, really love. I love the fact that it's encircled by the tail, but the tail isn't closed. This is a powerful one. Oh, the Four is gorgeous. I love the Suit of Swords in this deck. Oh. Look at the 6. It's so sweet. I feel like I'm sorry, I just feel like I have something on this finger and I don't want to smudge the edges. Oh, the 8 is gorgeous too. This is another really powerful one. And then I think this 9 might be my favorite of the 9s so far. Interesting with the 10. The 10, oh, okay, so we have a couple options. So we have 2 options for the 10. So we have this one, and then we have one that's a little bit more visceral, a little bit more in the traditional, this is an absolute ending, where here I feel like I'm maybe still holding on to something. You know, should I be or not? So you have 2 options there. I'm going to leave those out because I am someone who I don't like to have multiples of a specific card in my deck. So I'm going to have to choose which one. That'll be an interesting choice. Okay. So then we have the Page, the Knight, nice traditional Knight. Oh, interesting. At first I was like, oh, I don't know if that's my favorite, Queen of Swords. But now that I can see she's talking to the birds here, almost like deliberating with them or helping them make a judgment call, I get it. And her sword is down. The King's is up. Upright sword here. I mean, he's definitely at the top of the mountain. He's definitely at the mountain peak, whereas she's, you know, I would consider her like somewhere on that rise up the mountainside, but not quite at the pinnacle. Okay, so now we move into the Wands. Again, beautifully done color-wise insofar as it's not trying too hard, but for people who are still trying to figure out their suits and their court cards and the minors as a whole, the shifts in color really helpful here. So you'll know when you see an overarching theme of that red that you're in the Wands. Excuse me. I like the 6. This is sweet. Very clear 7. And then we have an 8. I really like the 9s in this deck as a whole, and I don't normally always feel that way. And then we have the 10. Oh, this is a cute page. Look at that sweet little page. The Knight of Wands. The Queen is sweet. And then we finish with that darling little King. That is adorable. And then wait, this may be an additional card. Or did I show that one already? I apologize if I already showed that. It's like right here, so I wasn't sure if I had showed that yet. I don't think that I did. Okay, so as a whole, I love the energy of the dragons, and I feel like I have a lot of decks where the dragon energy is really intense and very, very like ancient and active, and this feels ancient but sweet, precocious, very wise, but very much in their natural habitat. And so I feel like it's really different from the other dragon decks I have, which is nice because it's going to give me its own experience, its own journey to take with dragon energy. And I do think it's a wonderful deck for storytelling, for creative writing, for journaling, and for really hunkering down and getting to know it, spending time with it. Again, much like the Nameless one, they don't feel the same, but it's a similar feeling of, I really want to have a journal dedicated to the deck. I really want to sit and spend time with my card spreads, with the deck, and really, really get to know the spirit of this one. So another amazing deck by, wow, Racine is tired. Sorry, guys. By Three Trees Tarot. There we go. October was not the month I had originally thought it was going to be. Very tired, but I am here, my loves. So this is another wonderful deck by Three Trees Tarot. They really knocked this one out of the park. I'm super happy I invested in it. Again, I can't wait to work with it personally, and I also can't wait to work with it with my son Vincent, because I think that we're really going to enjoy this one together. And I'm very, very, very excited for this deck, and I really, really, really want to encourage them to make this deck about the jumping spider. I think it's going to be a really big deal. So this has me so excited as well. So if you are on the fence, if you're drawn to the artwork, if you felt a sense of personal connection to this deck, I think it's well worth the investment. I will, of course, update you as time goes by and I work with this deck more, just like the other ones in my collection also buy them. But I think if you're drawn to the artwork, you're going to get a lot out of this. It's a beautiful deck. It feels luxurious in the hands. It's definitely well crafted. It has a really powerful intention, and you really do feel a sense of personality and aliveness from this deck when you're with it in person. So if you're on the fence, I hope that this unboxing helps you in regards to purchasing yourself. I will put the link to their website down below. And like I said, if you purchase more than one, you do get buy one, get one 10% off. So you do get a little discount there if you bundle. But as always, guys, I am sending you oceans of love, and I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.